We're going to give this another shot. I know we had the last time that I went live, we had some difficulties. Yes, we did. Now, we're going to get all the skeletons out tonight. I want to see if anybody will join me on this podcast. I'm going to do my very best. And the reason why I'm going live tonight, I brought my glasses just in case. I brought my pen. And I'm inviting you as a friend on the other side. So welcome. Welcome. And I'm hoping that you can hear me on the other side. Welcome, Race. Thank you for being here. I'm coming on here tonight because somebody left a comment. A YouTuber left a comment on one of my videos, and you're out there. You're down, man. You're going through it. You're just going through it. And I wanted to come live, by the way. Lovely Friday in Ohio. Right on. So here's what I'm going to do. Stick around, man. I'm going to try not to give any advice tonight. I'm going to do my best to try not. I'm going to ask questions. Stick around, like Emerald Legaspi says. Wait a minute or two. Anyhow, it is, lovely Friday. So I'm going to do my best for just a few minutes to ask some questions. And I hope that this person that left a comment on my video is going to be on, maybe. What is up, Race? How are you doing? How is Ohio? Ohio. Anybody out there in cyber world? I'm in Stockton, by the way. Santos Rolon Jr. here, founder. I've got a couple of questions I want to share. Can I share some questions with you? I'm not here to give advice tonight. We do have some free tools available if you're interested in some free tools. You need some support. I'm going to do my best, so welcome. If you have a question, throw it in the chat. Thank you, YouTube, for allowing me the privilege. There's quite a few people right now on the feed. I'm incredibly humbled right now, but let me ask you, if you're a struggling gambler, I'm not here to give you advice, but I'm here to share some questions with you. Number one, I've got about 8 questions here. Number one, what does all this disruption in your life mean? What does all this disruption in your life mean? In my life mean? Welcome. Bro, how do I give my homie? You gotta learn. You gotta learn, go. Anyhow, number 2, why are you putting more emphasis on that, what you don't want? Why are you putting more emphasis on that, what you don't want? Welcome, India. Shout out to India. I'm doing my best to not give any advice here. I just want to ask, I want to share some questions with you. Are you open tonight? Friday night? Well, you could be somewhere else, right? You could be somewhere else tanking it up, buddy. By the way, thank you for the like. I really appreciate that. I'm not being sarcastic either. I'm not trying to be like a skeleton, right? You know the joke of the skeletons, right? Why they don't fight. Anyways, I don't know if I have a moderator tonight. If I don't, praises to Allah. The Lord is King. Yes. So, folks, you know, I'm not going to be here too long. Again, I'm just sharing. You guys like to share, right? You like to share. I like to share. Sometimes I don't want to share. Do you ever feel like you don't want to share? I know, you know what I'm talking about. But I'm really specifically speaking about gambling, right? It's and yeah, rest in peace, the family of this individual. Number 3, how long can you sustain that ruckus? How long can you sustain that thing that you want to get away from? How long can you keep that? What happens if you continue to feed it? Frankenstein was made, wasn't Frankenstein a real person? I think he was real. They put him together in a laboratory. I don't know, maybe it's a myth. But they put bits and pieces together and they made this, they kept on keeping on, and they created this creature, Frankenstein. And then they gave it life. I think Frankenstein was supposed to be a nice guy. Unfortunately, he came into an evil world and he got corrupted. And then they had to hunt him down. So, number 3, how long can you sustain it? This student that left a comment on my video, I believe he's a college student. I get those every here and there. College student, you know, saying, hey, I don't want to give any advice here. I'm not here to give advice tonight. I'm trying to stay away from giving advice. I'm just trying to ask and share some questions. Really, that's what I'm trying to do. Hey, Jimbo! Captain Jim's on board. Hey, Jim, welcome. Be here for a little bit. Hopefully you can do some moderating for me. Right on. It's time. Thank you. So I've just got a couple questions that I'm going to be sharing here. You guys mind? You know, again, I know we like to share. You guys like to share? I like to share. Sometimes I like to share money too, right? But then sometimes I don't like to share money, right? You're the same way, right? Sometimes you like to share money, but then sometimes you don't like to share money. And that's our prerogative. We have choices. We can do that, right? So how long can you sustain it? Welcome, Jim. And, Nothing Killer says, as long as God allows. Well, there's truth to that. There is truth to that. Yet, if you run out of money, you're not going to be able to sustain it very long. Gambling hijacks the frontal lobe of the brain. The more pathways, the stronger. You have to, oh, I got to hold back. I'm not going to give any advice tonight. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, moderator. Again, if you're going to come on here, there was quite a few people on here earlier. I'm not going to be here that long because I just have a few questions that I want to share. If I can share. No one wants to be talked to. No one wants to be told what to do. Do this. Do the other thing. Do. There's a song. Let me see if I can sing that song. Do. Not about doing, folks. It's really about listening, right? Listening. What is going on? And by the way, we know there's a lot going on. So, question number 4. All right. By the way, do you belong to something? Do you belong to a community? Do you belong to a board? Right? A board. Santos, I'm bored all the time. I'm not talking about that, right? It's like, Santos, I'm tired. I got to drink Red Bull all the time. I'm tired all the time. Me too. My car's tired all the time. My car has 4 of them. My car's really tired. It's got 4 of them. Do you belong to something? A community, a board, a panel, a board, a tribe, if you will. Right? A tribe, a community, a school. Maybe you ascribe to a coaching for helping youth, little leaguers or something. I don't know. Do you belong to something? All right, number 4. Am I affecting others? That's a good question to ask. This ruckus that you're in, right? You've got the ruckus, you've got the gambling, the card. You're in the drac, man. You know what the drac is? The drac, D-R-A-C, the drac. Not Dracula. I was talking about Frankenstein earlier. I belong to God. We all belong to God. Every person alive on this feed belongs to God, whether we recognize it or not. We all belong to God. And that's good. That's very good. That can be eternally positive, or there's the other side to that too. If someone held a gun to your head, how many chicken nuggets can you eat? If someone held a gun to your head, how many chicken nuggets? You know, there's people, by the way, thank you, Jim. There's people that are on death row and they ask for Big Macs before they get executed. I don't know about chicken nuggets. As a matter of fact, I don't even think that chicken nuggets are really made out of chicken. Do you? You think they're made out of chicken? Chicken nuggets? Anyhow, let me go on here because see that again, this is exactly what we have to be aware of. Whenever you go on social media, whether it's TikTok, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, Pinterest, whether it's LinkedIn, you can go down a path sometimes. You can be taken. Whoever is giving you that information, my friend, is taking you for a ride. You ever feel like you're going down in some areas, like you're just sliding? You ever feel like you just sat down, right? You just sat down. Bam! You just got there, man. You sat down and whoof! It's like you slid down a slope and then you're looking back and you're thinking, man, how in the world did I get here? How far I went down this slope, this slippery slope. I'm not here to give you advice tonight, but if you have a question, put it down. Maybe you got some advice. Laura says, choosing not to gamble. I affect others while serving myself. We're all impacting, right? And I often say to myself, I wonder what my epitaph. You ever think about your epitaph? What is your epitaph gonna say? Your tombstone. What's it gonna say? Did Pete? A strange individual, but he had some kind of energy about him. And then he died. He's gone, right? On your tombstone. Or maybe they'll say something good. Just don't come crying. When you come to my memorial, I'm telling you right now, when you come to my memorial down there at the veterans, wherever it is, Arlington, maybe it's good. I don't know. It's not going to be in Arlington. It's going to be here. I don't know who, Lord willing, wherever I'm at. Don't come crying. You know what I'm saying? Come rejoicing and read a scripture to me. That'll be the memorial. Anyways, Lou Basso, it will say, where you are, I was once. Where I am, you will be. There we go, Marco, Big M. I love, but I don't have to live. How have you been? You know, I've been in the struggle just like you, Laura. In the struggle, man. In the struggle, right? The haves and the have-nots. And then there's the you think you haves. Oh, I'm just trying to laugh. I'm trying to make myself laugh because deep down inside, I've been diagnosed with PTSD. Let me see. A little bit of major depression, OCD. I know I've been classified with OCD, personality disorder, but I like OCD better because I like, OCD, one cool dude. I like that. I'm just one cool dude in a bad environment. You ever feel like that? You ever feel like you're a good person? You got a good heart. You got good thoughts. You got good ways. You got some good in you. Even though you came from some, you know what I'm talking about. You came from. You ever feel like that? But you got some good in you, and you're in a bad environment. I told Dennis the other day we were door dashing and we were flexing. We were Amazon. I volunteer my time these days until I can get my legs back and my arms and stuff like that because I don't work full time anymore. I just can't, folks. I'm not cut out for full-time work anymore. I just can't do it. My body, it's hard for me to even sit here sometimes. Luckily, this space where I'm at has heated and cooled seats. So I'm grateful. You know what I mean? Because it feels like it's really good for your back. So anyhow, please feel sorry for me. No, bullshit. That's not what I'm here for. I'm not a victim. Yeah, you are, Santos. No, I'm not. I am not a victim. Yeah, you are, Santos. No, I'm not. I'm a victim, but I'm not going to act like one. Remember that. I'm learning from it. I'm learning from it. I've learned from it. I've changed from it. I've forgiven from it. I've been graced with mercy from it, from that place back there that sometimes I don't even want to. Honestly, there's things that I don't even really want to talk about. There's things back there that I would not want to even talk about. And some of you folks, you hold things in. You got to find a way, and I'm not talking about confessing. Sometimes you just got to pray it out of you, man. Pray it to God. Pray it out of you. Just pray it. Go out in the woods, man, and scream. Go out there and scream to the loudest you can out there. Until you can't scream anymore or something. I'm dead serious, folks. I am, man. You don't think I've done crazy shit like that? I've done it, man. All that matters, and I read the Bible. Lou, I read a lot of the Bible, okay? I do read, and I pray, man. I pray for people. I pray for my YouTube channel. And because you know what's really important? And I don't want to name names, but there's many events taking place all around us, folks. There's many events, right? There's one big one that many people are focused on right now. It's huge. Huge. It's mega or mega. And I don't want to get into names because we could have problems over the airwaves. I think I was having some problems maybe last week. There's stuff. There are tsunamis. There are earthquakes. There are torrential rains. There are floods. There's oceans overspilling. And I'm not talking about physically here. I'm not just talking physically, folks. Physically, it's happening. I'm talking about invisible tsunamis, invisible storms, invisible things that are just taking people out. People are disappearing. People are just clocking out mentally, man. You're talking to people today, you sometimes you talk to somebody and they're not listening. They're not. Okay, number 5. Do I feel like continuing to work? Right? Do you feel like continuing to do your job, whatever you do? Maybe you're an architect, you're a doctor, you're a police officer, you're an ambulance driver, or maybe you work for the down there. You work as a flight attendant, or maybe you are at the tower and you're guiding flights. You're part of the TFA or the FTA, the flight crew. Do I feel like continuing? Do you really feel like going to work? Do you want to even go to work anymore? All right, we've got 2 more questions here. Again, I've tried not to give advice because I didn't come on this feed tonight. The pressures of life, man, are they? Can we even call them pressures today, Jim? I think there's something more than pressures, don't you think? I think they are, right? The pressures of life, man. Give it to God. Jesus loves you. Go to church and beg the Lord forgiveness. Well, Lou Basso, let me share something with you, if I may. You know, recently there was this theory that was being it was being confessed and shared on the airwaves, probably on Facebook. I know it was prevalent on TikTok. It was called the rapture. And I'm sure that if you belong to a church, and I don't know what church you belong to, they teach a theory called the rapture. Now, they probably teach one of several versions. A pre-trib rapture, a mid-trib rapture, or a post-trib rapture. These are doctrines from the churches that are very, very unhealthy. I know, Santos, how do you know this? I know this 100% because I was involved in a Pentecostal church, and we were part of a large assembly of other churches, and we taught these things. I was teaching these things until I began reading the Bible myself and learned what the scriptures really taught. And it took me leaving. It actually took me getting thrown out of the church, more or less. Well, how did you get thrown out of the church? Because I ask questions, because I read the Bible, right? I fact check, F-A-T. I fact check. Don't you? Fact check? You better. Well, somebody said fact, F-A-C-T. I don't care, fact check, F-A-T for me. Anyways, I'm just telling you, folks, okay? I'm not here to give you advice. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm trying to share some questions, some to really just get your mind going in the right direction and get you focused. Because you might be so distracted. I read the comments. People think I leave comments all the time. And I notice that people don't, a lot of people, 75% of the people do not respond to the comments that I leave on them. I respond 100% to all the comments that I can respond to. So I see what people are leaving. I can read, and I'm telling you, folks aren't listening, and you're losing a lot of money, and then you don't want to go to work. I don't blame you. I didn't want to go to work either. I used to have diarrhea on Monday morning. I used to wake up with diarrhea and a stomachache on Monday morning after all the gambling shit, Friday, Saturday, whether it was a win or a loss. Most of it was loss. I'd have diarrhea Monday. I didn't want to go to work. In fact, I used to drink alcohol too, and I'd end up, it was horrible, man. Horrible. You know what it's like going to work, driving an hour and a half in traffic, half asleep? And then you gambled all your money, so now you got to work to pay bills. You got to work 40 hours. Actually, we would get paid, I think it was weekly, when I was part of the union back then too. It was horrible. Man, your check was already gone. You're sweating your butt off, fracturing your toes, getting your limbs. At times you get injured at work. You got to go on workman's comp and stuff like that. You don't want to work. You're depressed, like me. You're depressed. Look at me. You know, who wants to listen to me, man? I'm like out here in the middle of nowhere, but you know what? I'm grateful. I'm grateful and I'm thankful that I'm on top. I'm like Charlie Sheen. You guys know Charlie Sheen? Lion's blood, baby. Not tiger's blood. Lion's blood. Jesus said, he said, except you drink my blood and eat my flesh, you have no part. So maybe I'm a cannibal, right? I'm accountable cannibal. But what flesh and blood am I eating? It's right here. It's words, folks. It's words. Anyways, I'm not here to give advice. Today is my birthday, says Leela. Is it really? Is it really? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Here's my radio voice. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Let me see if I can see that. I don't have my glasses on. I'm struggling. It's either Lila or Leela. Happy birthday to you. All right. We're coming down here, folks. I'm telling you, I'm going to do my best to keep you out of the... I'm going to do my best. I may struggle sometimes myself with I'm telling you, it's real. The game is real. It's real. With cryptocurrency, by the way, Bitcoin has gone down again, really going back down. So, oh, Lord, help us. What am I going to do now? Okay, question number 6. We've gone through 6 questions. I'm going to go through them real quick right now. So bear with me, all right? Be like the skeleton, all right? With no guts, let's not fight. Let's listen, okay? Number 1, what does all this disruption in your life mean? Number 1, all right? Number 2, why are you putting more emphasis on what you don't want? Number 3, how long can you sustain it? In between 3 and 4, do you belong to something? A board, a panel, a community, a league, a tribe, a community, etc.? Number 4, am I affecting others? Are you affecting others? Number 5, do you feel like continuing to work? Where we just finished right there. Do you feel like going to work? I won't ask for the age because I believe that's a female. Peace and strength. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining in. Winning. Lion's blood, Jim. Lion's blood. People think I'm not joking when I say lion's blood. I spent a lot of time in the Bible, and I also spent a lot of time on an aircraft carrier around 4 nuclear reactors. So I might have gotten some radioactivity. I did. I worked around, I was on an aircraft carrier for 4 years. And I did work around the nuclear reactor. I could feel the heat. I could hear the noise. I could feel. We're right in the room, right next door to a nuclear reactor. 4 of them. And I remember there was times when most of the time it was at least 2 reactors operating. And I think there was a time when we had 4 reactors operating. In fact, it got so powerful, those reactors. This is not a lie. This is true. We had an accident. There's walls that surround the nuclear reactors on the ship. There are iron walls, steel wall, iron, metal, whatever it is. And they're very thick. And I remember one time there was so much heat in one reactor that the wall, that whole metal, was beginning to buckle. It was actually pushed. And yeah, it was actually moving metal. And anyways, probably that's the reason why I am the way that I am. I think that maybe I have that reactor, nuclear reactor. No. I'm just joking. I am what I am because I eat a lot of spinach. No, Popeye said that. I'm just joking. Merry Christmas is coming. Yes. Thank you. Laura says she appreciates and loves Charlie. Yes, my condolences to those folks. There's a lot of mystery behind all of that stuff that's going on. We got to really just pray for the family and the friends of those people. Anyhow, we're going to be coming to a close here. I'm going to be ending the broadcast because I'm getting hungry for some combination pizza. No, I'm just joking about that one. But I think Sherry went to go get some combination pizza. I don't like just cheese pepperoni pizza. I got to have the whole thing on top. And it's got to be cooked. You know what I mean? The undercarriage has to be solid. I don't like that stuff that flops over, hangs over like a... Anyways, limp fish. So last but not least, the old man down the road. All right, here we go, folks. I gotta cut this off here. 7. Should I seek professional assistance? Should I seek professional assistance? I give away a free ebook. I've been getting a lot of requests lately. I'm grateful for that. I give it away. It's a free ebook. I have another one. It's a PDF, 5-point quick guide with a few videos included. It's a 5-point. It's very simple to use. Again, it's not magic. It's not going to wrap itself around you when you look at it on your phone like that mask in the movie with Jim Carrey. Remember that mask? It wrapped itself around the face of Jim Carrey in that movie. My PDF 5-point guide is not going to do that to you. You don't have to be afraid of it. It'll be on your phone and you can look at it. And you can use it at will. And you'll see me in there. You'll see me in there. If you want to email me, you can do that. And I'll be in there in the background. I'll be in there yelling at you. Like if you were Rocky. Remember Rocky? I'll be in there. Like if you were Rocky. The old man. Get in there, Rocky. You son of... Get in there and get in there. You know what I mean? Be in there for you there, doing that kind of number inside that. What else is there? There's a free little coaching session if you need to. Listen, if you're not embarrassed and you need to talk to somebody, man to man, mano a mano, depressed to depressed. No, I'm just joking. I mean, we all have depression, all right? We all go through these things. You have to learn to manage it. And yes, you can be happy through these things. You can be. How? Well, there's a way. You have to work towards that. There's work. It's labor. You know, it's the Bible says sowing and reaping. If you sow to something, you could be in a really bad place in life. By the way, thank you for the likes. You can be in a horrible place in life. You can be, and you can stumble upon someone or something that can spark an idea or just some energy. That is environment, folks. And I wish we all had that. Imagine getting up tomorrow morning and having an environment that you create for yourself that causes you to focus on everything that you want to do that's righteous in your life. Imagine that. Having the ability to wake up tomorrow. When you wake up, as soon as you wake up, you create this system, right? How? I don't know how. You create this system, and as soon as your eyes open from your bed, the system begins to work with you. And it helps you plan your day, it helps you go forward, it helps you keep your mind occupied. It helps you feel strong when you're weak. You know, when that temptation hits you, man, and that sometimes that temptation hits you hard, and you're able, this thing that you create is able to get you through to say no. No. Not now. Not today. You made it through Monday, right? Then you go to Tuesday. What kind of a system is this? I don't know. Does such a system exist that you can create for yourself that would help you motivate and inspire yourself and create? Technology's available, that's for sure. Technology's available, that's for sure. Just imagine a system. You can even plug something like that into your phone. Your phone could be part of this system. Your phone could be part of this ritual, if you will, this practice, okay? A practice that you get into, and you just start thinking about it. And how you going to figure that out? Possibly use your journal, right? You're going to figure it out with your journal. Maybe ChatGPT might help you a little bit there. Use technology. Maybe something somebody says might give you an idea. Listen to that video again and again. Imagine if somebody gives you an idea and it blows you don't want your mind blown. You ever have somebody say, you know what, I'm going to blow your mind? You ever have somebody say that? I don't want my mind blown, man. I don't want it. My mind's been blown already. Get off of that. Inspire me, motivate me, educate me. Take me on into another quadrant. Move me beyond the stratosphere. Take me beyond the galaxy in thinking. Don't blow my mind. My mind's been blown already. I'm trying to patch the holes. You ever feel like that? People come around. I'm serious. It's not joking. I don't want my mind blown, man. People come around. I'll blow your mind. Watch this video. Listen to the song. It's going to blow your mind. I don't want my mind blown. Do you? All right, you guys get it. So, should I seek some professional help? Should I seek some professional help? For some reason, I don't believe in cognitive behavioral therapy. I can't see it. I can't see it dealing with chemical imbalances. For some reason, I don't believe in cognitive behavior. I think What we need to do is we need to have a couple of sessions with a therapist, and that's it. You know what I mean, Jim? That's it. Get on to the journal, and I'm not here to give advice, by the way. I'm not here to give advice. I'm not here. I'm not here to give advice. I'm not here to give advice. I'm not here to. All right, your good life is going to come out of a good series of good, constant, positive reminders, though. Your good life is going to come out of a good series of good, constant, positive reminders, though. Slow down, Santos. Your good life is going to come out of a good series of good, constant, positive reminders. It's the system I'm talking about that you must create. Somehow you must create a system that's going to help you practice, and you have to perfect that system, fine-tune that system, and that is what is going to be your purpose from today forward. And God, God willing, God grace, God mercy, that would help us to build this thing that we need. Or else, folks, let me tell you, we are going to get caught up, and we are going to go down rabbit holes. Literally. Somebody said, I read that the other day, man, what am I doing here on this feed? Somebody was watching a video. In the comments, they put in the comments, what am I doing here? I'm going down another rabbit hole. And then I said, well, what's a rabbit hole? So I started searching the word rabbit hole. I said, whoa, man, that's a rabbit hole. Rabbit hole. Woo, woo. Anyways, yes, these weight loss drugs are very. Hit the Laura, hit the punching bag. I can still, I actually, I got better use of my, by the way, my thing healed finally, but there's a scar there. It healed pretty good underneath there, but there's a scar there, and it looks pretty, looks like somebody took a machete to me. Anyhow, but my arm's doing a lot better. My fingers are still, they're still thumbing, vibrating, pins and needles. They hurt, but other than that, I'm ready to. Oh yeah, man. I'm ready to take on some battles. No, I'm just. All right, folks, I got to get off here. You guys have been a wonderful audience tonight. If you're not subscribed, I'm going to invite you to subscribe to this community. I'm usually here on Sundays, sometimes on Wednesdays. Could be on Fridays too. Live with a Your Solution, a YSL, Your Solution Live teaching episode, questions. And we're going to get the studio back in here soon. We've got something going on, and I'm going to have the ability to have you on camera. I'm going to get you on camera. Those of you who have guests here on camera. So you will not be staring at my face all this 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Anyways. YouTube experiences. There we go. Let's all get better every day. And by the way, listen, if you can do subscribe, comment, like, and share. Subscribe, comment, like, and share. And if you need the PDF, ask me, email. Been getting requests for it. Thank you. I'll send it out quickly. The ebook, send it out quickly to you if you want that. I think it's a pretty cool little book. And again, I'm on Teams. If you know what Teams is, Microsoft, it used to be Skype. I'm on Teams. If you want to reach out to me on Teams, you can do that. We can have a session, 30 minutes, and rough it up like mano a mano, man to man, or even man to woman. I've had women come to me, and I've even spoken to some really wonderful women. Sadly, I remember I had a conversation with this lady from Mexico. She was in New Mexico, and she was struggling with gambling. I don't know what happened to her. It was another lady that reached out to me. Been several, and one lady There's one lady, she's on her way to jail. She's on her way to jail, and she's lucky they don't, I shouldn't say lucky, she's very fortunate they don't get her for murder. For murder. Yeah. I tell you, I've heard some horrible, a lady by the name of D. That's as long as or short as I'm going to do. Her sister got caught up as a caregiver, and she was in gambling deep. And as a caregiver, changing insurance policy names, leaving a woman, a disabled woman alone to go gamble. And eventually this woman passed away under her care. And I just heard not too long ago that there's some evidence, there's a lot of against this female. I didn't speak to her, but I spoke to her sister, and I told her, I said, you know, your sister, 2 years later, she's done. Anyways, folks, thank you for hey, I forgot to say this. Listen, the number 7, all right, $7 if you've requested the PDF, the ebook, and you want to give back to the community. $7, you can do that. I welcome you to give back, because again, it helps me stay on the airwaves. It helps me pay phone bill, Wi-Fi, etc. Use the Gmail and all that stuff to send out the PDF files, and want to do more for gamblers, but problem gamblers, that is, want to do more. You know, I've even had gamblers asking me for money, and I thought, well, it would be cool if there was a fund, you know, that there was a fund that you can create and have money, give out money to people. But that's not going to work very well with problem gamblers. It's just not. I'd love to be able to do that, but it's not going to work. You can't give a problem gambler money, man. You cannot do that. As much hate as I may get from saying that, I can't do that in good conscience. I can't do that. I'd pay a bill. I'd give you something to eat if you came to me. But to send you money, $30, $40, and no way. No way. I could not do that. No, I'll give you a book. I'll send you an ebook. No way. I'm not going to contribute to something like that, because I know where the money's going to go. You know, and then I'm only hurting you. Why would I even, if I care about you, why would I hurt you in that sense? As hard as that seems, or as bitter as that would seem, I'd rather save you from. Anyways, God forgive us for our sins. God guide us and give us strength every day and wisdom to be able to make better decisions tomorrow, and to be positive, even when we're not feeling positive. Because when you're depressed, if you are depressed all the time, you're going to make bad decisions all the time. So we have to be positive so that we don't make negative decisions. At least we can do more positive decisions, maybe 95% of the time. It would be nice to make perfect, righteous decisions 100%. Wouldn't that be something? You wake up every day without a worry, without a care. You can probably practice that, yet there's always going to be something that's going to hit you sideways. So we cannot get away from, we're in this environment. Unfortunately, you could be a good person. We're in a bad environment. That should not keep us from praying and reading the scriptures and sharing with others. All right, toast. What is this one? Juneberry. Pretty good. I'm kind of slowing down on the Red Bulls. All right, folks. Thank you for hanging out, all of you guys that were with me tonight here. We're going to come back on Sunday. We'll have a broadcast on Sunday. See what we'll get into. What would be important to talk about on Sunday when it comes to recovery and self-empowerment, self-development, or self-discovery. Maybe we'll take on that topic on Sunday, right? What's self-discovery all about? What happens? How does one really get into self-discovery? Why would you want to get into self-discovery? And what are the steps to really get into a deep, profound self-discovery? We'll talk about that on Sunday. We're going to do that on Sunday. So thank you, Jim. Thank you for being the moderator here. Thank you, Laura. Race was here earlier. I don't know who else is hanging around. There's a few more people here that came on. And thank you, guys. Appreciate all you guys. All right. See you Sunday. Make something good. Make something good happen.